Oh shit. I forgot my mic. But we here. I'm just doing a really quick update today. We're not going to talk very much because there's not a whole lot to talk about other than I'm farming this clout, y'all. Yeah, we came on here last night or yesterday at some point. We were talking about the dip buying opportunity that we were given. I mean, if we go down, let's go down to the 4 hour. We can see we're talking about it somewhere around here. I think this is kind of where we were. Let's go to 1 hour and just see. Yeah, I just moved this over, right? And I said we were here. We're in this. We were in this sort of move up here. And you know, as you can see, we got through this green box pretty easily, and now we're basing above it. Like I said, it's pretty gas above here. I don't think it needs to trade back at it too much, because you can see here we had some, you know, some sort of action around that zone. So yeah, I think we're okay out of the woodworks for the day. We'll see how flows come in later. I think flows are actually going to be really good today, and that's what we're seeing this from. BTC dominance pretty strong today, so you know, I think a lot of Bitcoin getting scooped up. We can see the USDT dominance dropping below that level, which is good again for risk on. You know, same thing with like something like the VIX. We were talking about staying underneath this trend line. That's pretty good for risk. Dollar index. You know, we don't really want to see it break out here. We want to see it reject. ETH BTC, it's of course still sending down, but Ethereum still doing okay here. I don't know what's with that. There we go. Yeah, so I think you know, we ignore this one because I think we're moving on up. All the markets are moving on up. You know, we did that kind of W in there and moved up to here a little sooner than anticipated, and I think just keeps moving up from here. It just keeps trending up. Ethereum has yet to make its all-time high for this year, so I think we're sending towards that. Let's see it on a daily. Yeah, I think that looks good to send towards all-time highs. Maybe one little pause here at 4,400-ish, but kind of send up from there type of deal. And then we got of course Sol BTC, Sol ETH. Just one sec here, we'll get into that. Okay, so yeah, we're in this correction here. I think you know, we broke out of that correction and now we're doing the retest essentially. You can see it come as low as this, and maybe test off there, but I think here is also a good place to just continue on up from. Yeah, we got our lines there. I don't know if we need to draw any more. We could actually remove some of these. I think we're doing, yeah, like a bull flag talk. Let's leave it like that because that's what we were talking about. It broke the bull flag. We're rotating up. This is kind of our next zone of interests, and then watch for it to do something around here and then continue on up. We saw this actually showing strength against the ETH and BTC move right at the same spot here. So yeah, just waiting for this rotation to play out properly. Oops, what happened? But yeah, I think Sol continues to outperform for the most part. Where's our chart? We got something on everything. Yeah, so we pushed up out of this correction with a lot of strength. You know, I was talking about this buy the dip opportunity, and we can see here, just from these lows breaking out here, we've seen a 12% move. So right into the zone that I was saying, like this is kind of where we'll see some corrective behavior, or potentially accumulation type behavior until the next leg up. And yeah, just moving on up towards all-time highs with this one over the next coming weeks, months. Just depends how fast it goes. That's the target. 420 was kind of the trajectory that I was setting out. We'll see how it ends up playing out. This correction here was much larger than I had anticipated any of these to be. But realistically, like, we've pushed up already to about here, so we're already ahead of the timeline in a sense. You know, if we had slowly grinded up here and then corrected, you know, who knows how that could have worked out. But I think we're still on a nice trajectory here. We can see, you know, from, if we kind of ignore some of these, we can see that's a nice trajectory to reach sort of where I'm talking about. You know, all-time highs by 420 type thing. It, you know, it would be the meme, all-time high by 420. Solana summer starts kicking off the Solana summer into all-time high price discovery, and seeing Solana really shine, could even reach up into the 500s fairly fast after that, considering the market cap size in comparison to something like BTC and Ethereum. And if those ones are making a lot of gains for people, they do look for, you know, better plays down the risk curve that still have room for maturity. So that having been said, I think that's enough for the big boys. Some good moves amongst memes. We can see a lot of confusion between the $3.60 and $2 mark here. But again, this one's also whiffs looking like it is moving out of excuse me, I might have to get some water. Just looking at this flag, it's trying to push out. Yeah, so we can see it trying to push out here. You know, next sort of target $4. Pretty good buy the dip opportunity on this one as well. Maybe let it get out of the flag and do something, either sideways or up, and then take an entry on this. But again, I still think we're looking at $4 minimum till we fill the wick. Bonk. I think this one's still looking at a correction. Oh, looking like it's actually trying to... let's get this more accurate so we can see. Yeah, it's rotating as well. You know, maybe get it above this 2.8. We'll be a little more confident, and then it can send from there. But this is pretty, I think, oversold, something like that. OmniCat, we see that one making a big move towards sort of the top of this. We'll see if it can break out of that. Maybe look for a play above this sort of, these two lines. 0008, 0009. Myro, looking like still a big correction. Probably wait on that one. Although it could be rotating right now. Maybe see it get above this 2.7 and then it'll gas. Doge, I heard, was making its move, so it's getting near the top of this range. That breakout sort of already happened. Yeah, breakout already happened, so good time to play this one almost. I think an entry here on Doge could could land you a really solid long-term type of play. So you could play this one just on spot. All-time highs I think is like 70 cents, 75 cents or something. That's a pretty good play. That's 40 Rs. And putting your stops at 7%. You could go a little lower with your stops. But personally, I would play fairly tight stops on this. You don't really want to see it come back into this trend too much. So I think that's pretty safe. 40 Rs. That'd be a pretty big trade. We'll leave it on there and just see what happens. Pepe. Just want to quickly cover these. Not really going to spend too much time on them. See, yeah, so we got even this one as well. Like we can see, that's the flag, and it's rotating above this 8.6, and it's probably gonna go pretty wild. So yeah, look for a place to play around here, and you could dip your stops. You'd have to dip them pretty low, but then you want to target fairly high on this, maybe a 2x or something like that. SHIB. Yeah, it's rotating. Here's a line right here that we already had marked, basically above that 3. And it should move. So we want to see that. A lot of these charts look the same, guys. This one looks a little different. Look at that move. So GME making a move, rotating, attempting to rotate this flag. Oh, okay, so it hit this sort of ceiling here for GME. We want to see it go above this. Yeah, we really want to see it go above that. So I'll put a line there. Above that kind of place, and then go. Again, you want to see this create something above. SLERF. We slurfing. Yeah, that's the low. Oh, this one looks pretty good. Because, see, it's overcome these low topper points. Like right there. So now maybe like this, we see something happen. Although this type of one, you could see it do stuff like that, where it consolidates upwards into this sort of range. Just because it lost this fairly major range here. So I think that's kind of what we look at with this one. Yeah, we're seeing, like, this is I think we were looking at this on the 4 hour before and talking about this, right? Kind of formation. These are the most bullish formations. And yeah, I think we really just kind of send from here with SLERF. We can see some of these AI plays I was talking about. They're rotating. They're rotating. Everything's rotating. So find your favorite plays and just rotate into them. Let's look at total 2 real quick. Rotating. Right? Like, this is a big rotation. This looks like stocks did. This is like, oh wow, that's interesting. This looks like catch-up play to stocks. Check this out. If I go to daily and go to like the SPX. Oops. Look at that. So that's kind of where we are. I think this is where we are in crypto, right? We did this all-time high. We corrected down. And then now we're rotating out. Channeling out. Let's look at that on crypto. The thing is, you have to sink down the resolution a bit because it's not like, look at that. Wait, where is that? Right? So there's that transition, rotation. It's happening faster, just like, you know, I had to do this, scale it down 50%. Scale it down 50%, and you see the pattern, right? This is nice because it's, again, it's clearing these sort of intermittent highs that it was making. All of these highs getting rejected up at 69. We're blowing through it. I think the skies are clearing. Spring is here. And we're looking at summer in the next little while. You know, I think the intermittent volatility is drained out to a degree. And we're going to get to that point here in the market where it literally goes up only. And I know, like, people are like, what do you mean? It's been up only since August or whatever, the last big flush. Well, we're going to have these little corrections along the way, but I think for the most part, we're just going to be on a big upward trend for the next 6 months at least, if not 12, just because, again, like, we've seen this play out before. And this time we got Fink money just sucking the Bitcoin back. And one thing we know is less supply on the market and more demand in the streets. Number goes up. This mantra I've been telling myself the entire time is that the denominator's worthless, infinite bid. And yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. 17 minutes. I can give you guys enough alpha today to cover hopefully the whole week, but we'll be back on Wednesday or Thursday to collect more clout. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Even maybe I'll just hop in for another one of these quick ones tomorrow, and just go over a few of the major thingy thingies. But yeah, keep your eye on this stuff, guys. This is when we want to pay attention. This is when we want to pay attention. DYM. If you were in DYM, do we have a chart on this guy? Yeah, okay. If you were in DYM, they just announced their first airdrop. NIM is the first airdrop. You can go and collect. All you got to do is put in the wallet to collect, essentially. We're just looking at this on DYM. I think we're breaking out of this near term, going up. We'll see some resistance around the $7-8 mark. But once we break through this trend up here, it's off to the races with this guy. I think DYM has a real good opportunity for gains here. I'm actually looking to stake some more potentially. Just so I don't miss out on some of these airdrops. I think some of these airdrops are going to be life-changing gains. And yeah, I mean, that's all for this one. Thanks for tuning in. None of this stuff is financial advice. Again, I am not a professional. I am just some guy on the internet telling you things, and you're just listening to them while there's casual lo-fi in the background. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz, and we'll catch you in the next Andy's Crypto Talk YouTube live stream.